Why is nobody talking about Hurricane Melissa? At first, it looked like an ordinary hurricane, and it was moving north. And just like every other storm was moving north, but this one did something weird. It changed trajectory. It shifted, cutting sharply towards Jamaica. And just days before this shift, headlines began surfacing that Jamaica is sitting on untapped natural resources. Huge. They have gas, oils, rare earth minerals, things that are worth billions. So the question is, was this turn a coincidence or something else? Now, I'm not stating any claims. I am asking. So I asked myself, wouldn't it be easier to get to all of these resources if everything was just like wiped out? I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying it's worth looking into it. Because in theory, it's very possible to influence a storm. Just by changing temperature, humidity, and air pressure in certain places, you have to be at the right place at the right time. You can nudge a weather system to go in a different direction. And this isn't anything new. Way back in the 1940s, scientists were trying to figure out a way to use cloud seeding to be able to move like the direction of a hurricane. Just look up Project Cirrus and then Project Stormfury. This is real science where they'd get these planes and they'd fly them into storms and release iodide. And this would disrupt their structure. Now, the results were never fully shared with the public, but it did prove that we were already trying to test ways to modify the weather system. During the Vietnam, we had something called Project Popeye. From 1967 to 1972, the military seeded clouds over Southeast Asia. And they did this to make it rain harder, to block roads, supplies that were going into the enemies. Their slogan was literally, "Make mud, not war." It worked so well that in 1977, they had to agree and make a treaty that weather manipulation wouldn't be used in war. What? But even after that, cloud seeding didn't stop there. It's used in the USA, China, Russia, and the UAE to bring rain, stop droughts, or to clear the skies for major events. Remember how the Chinese government, when they had the Olympics, said, no worry, we won't make it rain. It's going to be all good weather, guaranteed. That's what we're talking about. So we've been told about these things. But can you imagine the level of more things they don't tell us? There are also programs in the field of geoengineering. Ideas like stratospheric aerosol injection, marine cloud brightening, and ionospheric manipulation using high-frequency radio waves. So officially, they're just research. And then the programs go classified and we never hear from them again. So if the technology to alter weather already exists, what's to say that it can't be scaled up? I mean, what if a storm could be steered? We shift it just enough that when it hits, it wipes out, it makes everything easier to... makes things easier for people to profit of the aftermath. I mean, when there are billions of dollars of natural resources on the line, and all you need is a small nudge with the weather, it could literally change everything. So I'm not saying that this is happening. I'm just saying the pattern is here. We've been seeing it for several years now. So the question is this. If we have the technology to modify the weather as we do, how far has it really gone? Who's controlling these people? We've seen so many weird storms and calamities. And in my head, if we have the technology to make it rain here and do this and do that, why don't we have the same technology that can save people when we know that the storm is going to hit them? Am I right? If cloud seeding works, if this other stuff works, then why shouldn't it work in reverse also to save people? Move it in a different direction if you know it's going to go hit these poor people in Jamaica, right? Unless the aftermath is so profitable that, hey, we don't have the technology or it's classified.